Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jayam Vishnupad Paramhams Parivrajagacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramhams Parivrajagacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopaha Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. This morning we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4th, entitled The Creation of Fourth Order, Chapter 26, entitled King Puranjana Goes to the Forest to Hunt. This is text 17. Rama Uchu Naranatha na janimas Naranatha na janima Tvatpriya yadvyavasyati Tvatpriya yadvyavasyati Bhutale niravastare Bhutale niravastare Shayanam pasya shatruhan Shayanam pasya shatruhan Rama uchu Naranatha jana janima Tvatpriya yadvyasyati भूतले निरवस्तारे शयनं पश्य शत्रुहन् रामाऊचु नरनाथ न जानीम त्वत्प्रिया यद्व्यवस्यति भूतले निरवस्तारे शयानां पश्य शत्रुहन्. Please recite. Ramauchu Naranatha न जानीमः त्वत्प्रिया यद्व्यवस्यति भूतले नीरवस्तारे शरणं पश्य शत्रुहन् रामाऊचुः नरनाथा न जानीमः त्वत्प्रिया यद्व्यवस्यति भूतले नीरवस्तारे शयनं पश्य शत्रुहन्. Any more devotees? Anybody from Vaishnavis? Okay, we'll see word to word meaning. Rama Uchu. The woman thus spoke. So here this Rama does not mean Lord Ramachandra. Generally when we refer to a woman, especially a respectful woman, we refer to her as Rama. And the plural of Rama becomes Rama. And Uchu is also plural indication of Sanskrit verse. So this Rama Uchu is not Ramachandra, as we may, first time when we read, we may feel it is Rama. It is not Rama also, Rama. This is bigger A pronunciation. So this Rama Uchu means Rama, plural of Rama, and Uchu is also plural. So Rama Uchu, the woman thus spoke. Naranatha, O king, Najanima, we do not know. Tvatpriya, your beloved. Yadvyavasyati, why she has taken to this sort of life. Bhutale, on the ground. Niravastare, without bedding. Shayanam, lying down. Pasya, look. Shatruhan, O killer of enemies. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. All the women addressed the king, O master of the citizens, we do not know why your dear wife has taken to this sort of existence. O killer of enemies, kindly look, she is lying on the ground without bedding. We cannot understand why she is acting this way. Please recite the translation in response. All the women addressed the king, O master of the citizens, we do not know why your dear wife has taken on this sort of existence. O killer of enemies, kindly look, she is lying on the ground without bedding. We cannot understand why she is acting this way. Purport. When a person is devoid of devotional service or Vishnu Bhakti, he takes to many sinful activities. King Puranjan left home, neglected his own wife, and engaged himself in killing animals. This is the position of all materialistic men. They do not care for a married chaste wife. They take the wife only as an instrument for sense gratification, sense enjoyment, not as a means for devotional service. To have unrestricted sex life, the karmis work very hard. They have concluded that the best course is to have sex with any woman and simply pay the price for her, as though she were a mercantile commodity. Thus, they engage their energy in working very hard for such material acquisition. Such materialistic people have lost their good intelligence. They must search out their intelligence within the heart. A person who does not have a chaste wife accepted by religious principles always has a bewildered intelligence. The wife of King Puranjan was lying on the ground because she was neglected by her husband. Actually, the woman must always be protected by her husband. We always speak of goddess of fortune as being placed on the chest of Narayana. In other words, the wife must remain embraced by her husband. Thus she becomes beloved and well protected. Just as one saves his money and places it under his own personal protection, one should similarly protect his wife by his own personal supervision. Just as intelligence is always within the heart, so a beloved chaste wife should always have her place on the chest of a good husband. This is proper relationship between husband and wife. A wife is therefore called Ardhangini or half of the body. One cannot remain with only one leg, one hand or one side of the body. He must have two sides. Similarly, according to the nature's way, husband and wife should live together. In the lower species of life, among birds and animals, it is seen that by nature's arrangement, the husband and wife live together. It is similarly ideal in human life for the husband and wife to live together. The home should always be a place for devotional service, and the wife should be chaste and accepted by ritualistic ceremony. In this way, one can become happy at home. श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन भगवान की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताय चंद्र भगवान की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So first of all, I seek blessings of all the assembled devotees, in particular His Grace Anandmay Prabhu and His Grace Radhesham Prabhu. So here in this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, we are discussing this particular context where Narada Muni is giving teachings to King Prachini Barishat. And King Prachini Barishat is a person represented by a desire to engage in fruitive activities. So generally in this material world, we see that everyone is some way or other engaged in fruitive activities. If we have something to achieve in this material world, we work hard. So when we work hard and we want to achieve something, it means we are fruitive in our action. So anybody in this material world is trying to work hard is a fruitive worker. Nobody in this material world is selfless. We go to corporate sectors where everyone is working hard. And if suddenly it is said that you work for good and you will not be paid, nobody will come to office. Nobody will even work from home. They will give up. Because the motive is not to work, the motive is to earn the fruit that comes from the work. So in this way, in this material world, everyone is fruitive worker. Now to explain to a fruitive worker about philosophy of life is a very, very difficult task. Because in Krishna consciousness, there is no scope for fruitive activities. Karma, jnana is not there in devotion service. And to speak about soul's relationship with Krishna, there is no fruitive engagements there. So how will you explain to a person who is very much engrossed in fruitive activities? So Narad Muni, that's why he tells very, very interesting story. So that is the greatness of Narad Muni, that you be able to preach to any class of people, whether that be a king, whether that be a fruity worker, whether that be Vyasadev. In the beginning of Bhagavatam, we saw that Narad Muni is preaching to Vyasadev, the one who has compiled Bhagavatam, Mahabharata. Narad Muni is able to preach to him also. And Narad Muni is able to preach to Mrigari also. Narad Muni is able to preach to children also. That is something really very astonishing. Like generally you have a small child, it's very difficult to make him focused, be engaged in Krishna consciousness. It is easy in one way, but it is difficult in another way also. So Narad Muni has disciples like Dhruv Maharaj. And another specialty of Narad Muni is that he can even preach to children who are within the womb. Prahlad was preached by Narad Muni within the womb. So that is the greatness of Narada Muni. So here he is preaching to Prachini Parishad. Just imagine, like when we go out and preach, we give book distribution. We have having book distribution marathon throughout now. So when we give to the book, like we distribute 100 or 1000 books, then maybe 2-3 people will come to the temple. Very rarely somebody becomes devotee. But when Narada Muni preaches, the success ratio is 100%. Because Narada Muni speaks with such conviction, such analogies. Like for example, he could even take that risk of telling Mrigari that why are you killing half? Why don't you kill them full? It's taking such a great risk. Imagine when we preach, go out and preach, we have to take certain risks in our own life and in the lives of those whom we are preaching. Because without risk, you cannot achieve Krishna consciousness. If there is no little bit risk also, if you think that just by sitting at one place we will get Krishna consciousness, quite difficult, not possible. You have to take that little bit risk, at least for preaching. Because when you go out and preach, your life is at stake. A person whom you are preaching, he may accept your philosophy or reject. When he rejects it, you feel that you also kind of feel little dejected. The same way with book distribution also. But Narad Muni's conviction is throughout. He knows that Prachini Parishad, if I tell him the system of yoga which Krishna speaks in 6th chapter, Prachini Parishad will not understand. So the greatness of the Acharya, like yesterday also, we were hearing from HTMCs, particularly Radhesham Prabhu, that how Prabhupada was very enterprising in catching people's attention. If a preacher does not do that, then the problem is the conditioned soul continues to be in the material world. Like that. So here Narad Muni is catching Prachini Parishad, which is with his own mental setup. If you speak about a wife, if you speak about a kingdom, if you speak about maid servants, Prachini Parishad will immediately relate to his own life. Yes, I have a wife. Yes, I have so many maid servants. Yes, I live in kingdom. I have a city where I am the Swami. So he relates to all this story. So here Puranjan being influenced by mode of passion. In previous verses we have seen, being influenced by the mode of passion, gone for hunting, leaving his chaste wife aside, he's gone for hunting. And when he comes back, he is refreshed. He has had his dinner, he smeared his body with his sandalwood pulp. Now he is searching, where has my wife gone? Why is it that I am not able to see wife? So he is asking all the maid servants, and the maid servants are replying this in the response, that we do not know why your dear wife has taken this sort of existence. So this wife is lying down on the ground without being attended, and she is quite upset that my husband has did something without taking me into confidence, or without informing me, or without taking me along. Generally a chaste wife has this desire that my husband should take me along wherever he goes, or I should go along with my husband wherever I go. Like we see in Bhagavatam only, Sati had this desire to go and meet her father. So generally a woman has two major attachments in her life. One is father, another is husband. If for a woman her husband and her father are not in good terms, her life will become a mess, because she is attached to both. On one side she has to continue her remaining life with her husband, but she is always attached because my father has given life to me. So Sati had that problem. First she told Shiva that chalo chalo, let's go together. But when she saw that Lord Shiva is not inclined, she had great turmoil in her consciousness. She was going out of the house, coming back, out, in like that. Her mind is also was like fluctuating. So here it shows the mentality of a wife, a chaste wife. A chaste wife should always have the desire that I should always be with my husband. Like that. So Mother Sita, Lord Ramachandra's wife, also had this thing. She said, Lord Ramachandra told that now that I am going back, going to forest, if you so feel that you are not well protected here, you can go back to your father's place where you have taken birth. Sometimes this is a mentality of a married woman. She feels very uncomfortable in her in-laws' house. And every now and then she goes to her father's place. The place, the home where we are born and raised, it naturally gives that comfort to us, the people whom we are born. Whatever the scenario may be, that is a natural comfort of a living entity. But when a woman gets married, her attachment should be more diverted towards husband. That is what scripture gives injection. So that is the difficulty, that is a challenge, that is a sacrifice that a woman goes through to give up the attachment towards the family she has been born, and now divert her full energy and attention to the family in which she is married to. Quite difficult of a challenge. We see that in the Bhagavatam only, Mother Devahuti, she was born and raised in a very great family, Swayambhuva Manu. So when she got married to Kardama Muni, she had given up oral attachments, all the status of life she was going through. Like generally in even today's society, when a person moves around in the society, he is not just he himself, he is also tagged with his family. Like for example, somebody is a daughter or son of a very great personality, say a very great cricketer. Immediately when they come into the light of society, their relationship with that personality is always attached. So imagine whenever Devahuti used to move around in the society, she was always being seen as daughter of Swayambhuva Manu. And now suddenly from such a higher status, you get married to somebody who is like a mendicant, simple person, Kardama Muni. Kardama Muni's only credit was he was spiritually elevated. Not that he had a great material asset or some great job. or some great respect in the society also, like that. But Devahuti took up that challenge very well. She served her husband with full energy. Generally, a woman has great energy to serve. Although physically the man may be very strong, but the energy to serve somebody is great in a woman. So that energy she dovetailed fully in Kardaba Muni, serving Kardaba Muni, like that. So that is a challenge for a woman, and in modern society, I don't know how much it is followed or accepted such kind of concepts, because sometimes a scenario is there where woman, instead of dovetailing her full energy in taking care of family so that the family is Krishna conscious, the woman go out and work and give her energy to serve to somebody else. And that may not be so very suitable for advancing in Krishna consciousness. So this is all there in the part of family life. A grahastha ashrama. Grahastha is also called as ashrama. But if the grahastha ashrama, the center of whole energy, is not Krishna, then it is called grahamedi. So generally Bhagavatam should speak about only pure devotional service. Correct? In the beginning of the Bhagavatam also, dharma projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. So the truth of Krishna rejects all kind of religions or all kind of subordinate religions. So why Bhagavatam is speaking so much about grahastha ashrama? Why it is speaking about brahmacharya ashrama? Why it is speaking about sannyas ashrama? Why it is speaking about vanaprastha ashrama? Because all these ashramas are supporting Krishna consciousness. If these ashramas don't support Krishna consciousness, then it has to be rejected. Like for example, in few previous verses, there is a verse by Chanakya Pandit, it's not from Bhagavatam. It says, Mata yasya graha nasti bharya cha apriyavadini aranyam tena gantavyam yatharanyam tatha graham. So Chanakya Pandit also is synchronizing that. If in grahastha ashram you don't have a caretaking mother, the mother's greatest quality, just like woman has, when we speak about a woman, the natural attributes of a woman is to serve. When we speak about a personality or a concept of mother, the natural aspect of the mother is to take care, vasalya bhav, to do whatever it takes to take care of child is called mother. So mata yasya graha nasti. If a man does not have a mother or somebody who is taking care, and he does not have a wife who is priyavadini. So little surprising that the priyavadini, sometimes it is only attributed to bharya and sometimes it is attributed to both mother and bharya. So if they are not there in your life, you don't have a mother, you don't have a wife. So there is no point in living in family, because that family, the position in your family will never help you in your life in a good way. So all these four ashramas are to be supported in Krishna consciousness. Definitely, of course, sannyas ashram is the best, brahmacharya ashram is the best. The next best is vanaprastha ashram. The last best, somebody who is married, who is a grahastha only can say, the last best is grahastha ashram. Like that. But still, some kind of progress, very slow, little, you can still progress in Krishna consciousness. So all these ashramas are there. That is the reason why Bhagavatam is speaking about what are things in this ashrama can help you. So here the psychology, Prabhupada's purport, coming back to Prabhupada's purport, the psychology of a man who is not religious is mentioned in the first purport. Generally, who is a man who is not religious, he thinks that every woman is source of enjoyment for me. If I pay money and get sex, my life is happy. This is the way modern society is being encouraged to progress. So many countries, at least not in India, prostitution is legal. And they feel that because prostitution is legal, I can do it. And then they think that by such engagement in prostitution, I will be happy. But the problem is, the more you engage in such kind of activities, the more soul gets distracted, the more consciousness gets polluted, and you can never be happy. If a man is not happy with his life, with his chaste wife, and thinks that I can enjoy some other woman also, after having married to a chaste wife, then his life will never be happy. So sometimes when the kings who have great passion for such engagement, they used to marry multiple wives. So leaving that aside, if a man thinks that, if I enjoy with this woman also, if I enjoy with that woman also, what happens is that intelligence starts thinking how I can deviate from religion. Intelligence has this capacity that it can give you ideas how you can deviate from your religious path. Generally, when you come to Krishna consciousness, one way is that you streamline your intelligence. And that time you will see how intelligence will give you various ideas how to deviate from path. Actually, Krishna consciousness, in Nectar of Devotion, Prabhupada writes that once you catch Krishna consciousness, definitely you will be dragged to success. Right? Nectar of Devotion, there is a statement by Prabhupada in the introduction that the beauty of Krishna consciousness is that you will be dragged to the ultimate success. Just like you will see sometimes you have a small child, he doesn't want to come to the temple, he runs here and there. And the mother or father just holds one hand of that child and drags, and child is crying, drags. And you come to temple and bow down. So similarly, Krishna consciousness has that effect. But still you will see that intelligence will give you so many deviated ideas. This is a part of material intelligence. So this intelligence, when it is not brought to Krishna consciousness, sometimes by dragging, like sometimes people say that in this material world, to commit sinful activities is natural. Like when you see a man and woman, there is a natural tendency to unite, Prabhu. Why are you crubbing it? Or sometimes they say that goal of life is to do sense gratification. So the more you do, the more you become happy. And sometimes some deviant philosophies say that the more you do, you will get frustrated and ultimately that Brahma Padam will be attained. So all these are deviated intelligence. Like that. So the intelligence of a materialistic man has always this thing that how should I enjoy? How should I enjoy? Religiously or irreligiously? Like that. So, but if the intelligence is, what do you say? Contained within the heart. Prabhupada is writing, they must search out their intelligence within the heart. A person who does not have a chaste wife accepted by religious principle always has a bewildered intelligence. So a person who is religiously married to a wife should always have his intelligence, wife represents intelligence, to be focused in Krishna's service. Just like a married couple, husband and wife, the wife has that energy to drive a husband either towards materialistic things or towards Krishna conscious things. The wife has that energy. So if the wife dovetails or uses her intelligence in driving her life and her husband's life, then there is a good combination. But if the wife's intelligence and the man's intelligence are not aligned, then there is a great tussle. Just like we see that sometimes the two magnets, if they are having opposing, momentum, opposing line, it is very difficult to go along. But if they are aligned, then the Grahastha ashram goes smoothly. Leaving that aside, Prabhupada also speaks about the role of a husband in taking care of a wife. Generally, just like a small child is taken care from all the angles from father and mother, because child cannot walk, Child cannot do basic things of his life. He cannot eat by himself. He cannot do natural things which the adult does. So the father and mother fully takes care. The child is not exposed to the society saying that you go and buy your own provisions, you live your own life. The child is not given such an scope. Why? Because child cannot do it. So in that same spirit, the husband should take care of a wife. A wife should be fully protected by husband in terms of what all necessities a wife has. A wife does not just have necessities of eating, sleeping. She was doing that even before she got married. But the wife has emotional needs. The emotional energy of wife is too much. So the husband has to be at that spiritual status to take care of woman's cycle of physical necessities. Because if the wife does not find a shelter in her husband, naturally the wife starts thinking of some other man whom she can find a shelter. Generally, a wife means a woman means she should be sheltered. Like Prabhupada so many times write that a woman should be sheltered by her father till the time she attains youth. And when she attains youth, she should be married and she should be taken care by her husband. And when she is grown up and the children become, the woman has children and the children grow up, she should be under the shelter of her sons. Like that. Why? Because as a woman grows, her emotional needs also grow. And because her emotional needs are so much, just having a father is not enough. Like a grown up woman cannot be fully satisfied just by the shelter of her father. So when she comes to a certain age, she needs a husband who will take care of her emotional needs, physical and emotional needs. Similarly, a woman should always have a children. If a woman does not have children, if I am not wrong, which Purana or which scripture speaks, that if a woman does not have a son, she always feels insecure that what will happen to me when I grow up old. Definitely she has her husband. She can always feel that my husband is always take care. But it is not so. The nature of a woman is so made that when she becomes old, she will naturally want to see that her children are taken care. So all these things are there. But here in specific, the greatest care a woman gets is from her husband. That's why the husband and wife combination is called Ardhangini. Like, the father and daughter's combination or taking care is not referred as Ardhangini. Or a son and woman, mother is not called as Ardhangini. Why only husband and wife combination is called Ardhangini? Prabhupada is telling that a wife is therefore called as Ardhangini or half of the body. One cannot remain with one leg, one hand. Like if a man is told that you use only one hand, he will be handicapped. One leg, he will be handicapped. Why that combination is called Ardhangini? Because there is lot of connection between husband and wife. It is almost like same life, but same existence, but two lives. One who is Grahastha only can understand. Sometimes brahmacharis may not understand this. It is good that if they don't understand and get into all this also. But husband and wife, they generally considered one unit. Because their whole emotional, physical, everything is like connected. Because such arrangement is made, what happens is that if a husband advances in Krishna consciousness, just like for example, if in a vehicle two people are sitting, who is driving? The driver is driving. So in a way, the effort to move forward is made by the driver. But who all are advancing? The driver, the people who are sitting with the people in the car. So similarly, the advantage of this Grahastha ashram, advantage, right, is that if the husband is progressing in Krishna consciousness, all the other people who are with the husband, and the wife, if you have a children, all also progress. This you cannot say in brahmacharya ashram. Like if one brahmachari is progressing, we cannot say that other brahmacharis who are staying in the same room are also progressing. That logic does not apply here. But definitely they are all progressing very fast. Definitely it is there. But this is another view of Grahastha ashram. So that's why it is called as Ardhangini. Generally, whatever spiritual destination a husband gets by practicing Krishna consciousness, the wife also automatically gets. She does not have to claim also. Like for example, a son gets automatically inheritance of the father, but the son has to claim it. Sometimes has to go produce some documents and say that he is my father who left and I am the rightful legal owner of this property. He has to claim a little bit. But a wife does not have to claim. It automatically comes to the wife. Why? Because husband cannot do anything without wife. So all that combinations is there. At the same time, both have responsibility. Husband has a responsibility to take care of wife, and the wife has responsibility also that the husband is not distracted. Sometimes a person who is in brahmacharya ashram may be very good in progressing Krishna consciousness, and when he gets married, he has sometimes, now I am got married, now I can relax in Krishna consciousness. And if the wife also feels like that okay, my husband has progressed a lot when he was in brahmacharya ashram, now he can be no problem, chalta hai. Many grahasthas have this idea, chalta hai. So then she is not a wonderful wife. The wife also should support that, okay, now that we came together, we also progress in Krishna consciousness, like that. So there is responsibilities of wife, there is responsibilities of husband, all nicely described in Bhagavatam. Because Grahastha ashram also there is a hope. If there is no hope in Grahastha ashram, then Bhagavatam will not speak. Just like Varna ashram, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. All these are at some level helping in Krishna consciousness. That's why Bhagavatam is focusing in only this. There are other classes of people also. Bhagavatam is not describing their duties and responsibility. They just mention like Kirata, Hunandra. All these people also can get benefited. But it is not so great and descriptive. Like that. So all these things are described in a way that a person, a conditioned soul can become Krishna conscious. The whole Bhagavatam, the effort of whole Bhagavatam is that bring a soul from his hunting experience, like how Puranjana has got to hunting experience, back to his chaste wife. Everyone has a chaste wife, a good intelligence by which we can become Krishna conscious. But we give up that chaste wife and look our enjoyment in various other aspects. Just like in the 6th canto, there is description about Ajamila. Ajamila was a very religious person. He had a very chaste wife. But somehow or other, he gave up the association of a chaste wife, married a prostitute. Imagine, Ajamila is described in Bhagavatam as husband of a prostitute. How do you feel? Like, somebody comes and the introduction is given. This person is husband of prostitute. We feel very dejected. Every conditioned soul is like that. He is a husband of a prostitute intelligence. So then Ajamila had to go into so many sinful lives. He stole so many different things. So let us not allow our intelligence to become unchaste. Let us make our intelligence chaste by grooming over Bhagavatam, by absorbing Krishna consciousness. Then our own wife, generally the man's tendency is to control wife. Right? A man feels that the wife should be under my control. But if more than that, if a man thinks that my intelligence should be in my control by reading Bhagavatam, that will be more beneficial for everyone. It can go on and on. I am really sorry. I have taken a little bit more time on describing Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you all very much for giving time and energy. In just brief, I will mention today's important occasions. Today is last day of Kartika Mas, special Chaturmas which ends here. Last day of Bhishma Panchak. also Nimbarkacharya's appearance day, also Krishna Rasa Yatra. Generally on a Sharad Purnima is a day when Krishna performs Ras Leela. Does not mean that he perform only on Sharad Purnima day. He does on this Rasa Purnima day also. Tulsi Saligrama Vivaha also took place today. So this is a very important day in devotee's life. Sometimes people feel that Ras Purnima came, oh Kartik Maas is ending. We need not feel like that because book distribution is starting. So if we maintain that spirit of service, what we had in Kartik Maas, in serving in book distribution, like we offer lamp every day. So every round we do towards Krishna, we should feel the same thing we are doing by distributing one book. Right? It is like glorifying Lord by distributing a book. So let us take that spirit on Rasa Purnima day. So thank you very much for giving me time and opportunity. If anybody has questions or comments, please do so. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Very beautiful class, Prabhu, with a lot of valuable pointers in family life. Very important points. Very nice it was. One question, many women ask this question. Shastras are emphasizing so much about the chastity of women towards the husband. Why equally it is not emphasized for husband's chastity towards wife? So this purport actually talks about that, which you explained nicely. That Puranjan, leaving aside his chaste wife, is going to forest hunting like what Ajamila did. And so the emphasis here is that he should be chaste to his wife also and remain within that fold of family. So, but this is not oftentimes emphasized in scriptures. So people ask, why is scripture appearing to be like one-sided, emphasizing only about woman's chastity? What would you say?
Okay. His Grace Radhesham Prabhu is himself a great preacher. He can elaborate all these questions, but somehow he is asking this question. So see, the scriptures or the way the whole world is created, there are two types of people got created, man and woman. So man has certain psychophysical nature and woman has certain psychophysical nature. So a man will be satisfied by a certain way of life and a woman will be satisfied by a certain way of life. Like for example, woman has lot of emotional intelligence. She has very artistic in serving. The same way man will be not so artistic in doing things. Man will be very rational. He will have his way of thinking like that. So why woman is told to be chaste and man is not to be told to be chaste, which is actually not. If we see Bhagavatam purports, you will understand what is exactly the responsibility of a man. Like a man's, when we speak about a man, the responsibility aspect is emphasized. When I speak about a woman, the chastity part is emphasized. Why it is told to do so? Because they are capable of that. Like for example, the great challenge is given to a woman when she gets married to give away the attachment to her family in which she is born and now divert your attachment to husband. This is something a woman can do. A man may not be able to do that. That is the reason why the man continues to be in the same family where he is born. The scriptures speak about something to somebody because there is a reason. Similarly, a woman is told to be chaste towards her husband because by doing so she will be benefited. And a man is told that you have to take care of your wife in all aspects. By doing so, man will be benefited. Doesn't mean that man has to give up a chaste wife and man can be unchaste, woman should be chaste. It is not like that. The man who leaves company of a chaste wife and thinks that he can enjoy with some other woman is also condemned. Now, some places a man is allowed to marry multiple wives. It is not that man is told, okay, you can get married how many number of wives you want. It's not like that. Only if a man is capable of maintaining a wife and taking care of her in all the aspects, then only the man is advised to get more than one wife. Like Dasharatha did not went on marrying anybody he wants. He had his counsel where he used to say, okay, get married more because for you to have children is more important. Like that. Sometimes some Kshatriyas get married multiple times. Like we see Krishna himself married 16,000. Pandavas also, apart from having Draupadi, they had more wives. Because they were capable of taking care of all these wives. So like that. So but the modern society, what happens is, when the British education came, I cannot say it is British education or Western education because there is no good education in that. To use education to that, no, what do you say? The system that they gave cannot be called as education. But still, whatever that British education came, their whole idea was to destroy Indians' faith in Vedas. So they tell that you see, you have caste system, you see, you have discrimination in man and woman. What do you mean by discrimination? A man and woman are discriminated by nature. Right? A man and woman are discriminated by nature. Like generally, if a man has a very long hair, he will feel very uncomfortable. I'm not talking about a, what do you say, modern man who does not have good intelligence. Generally, a man if he has long, really feel. But if a woman has a long hair, she will feel very happy. In fact, if a woman has more long hair, she will go and show other friends, see, I have very long hair. So the psychology is different. The nature has discriminated something. You cannot say that now we will not discriminate. It is not possible. So the whole British education or English education tried to attempt to do this. Why? Because if Indians do not have religion, only then we can rule on them. Right? If Indians do not have religion, only then we can rule on them. So they did all that. They told you have caste system, you have multiple gods, you have fight amongst yourself, the Mayavadis and the Vaishnava. So they emphasized only one wrong aspect of Vedic scriptures and they did all that. But if you truly understand, woman is very well respected in Bhagavatam, very well respected in all the scriptures. So we should eliminate all that wrong aspects that has crept into our society. Not that justify in the name of, okay, in the modern times it is fine. Like that. So that is my opinion. Other leaders may differ from each other's opinion also. But this is what I could little bit understand and present. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Anybody else has any question? So thank you all very much. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Good point. I also felt that the man is supposed to be chaste to his guru.
Yes.
And the guru is supposed to be chaste to the scriptures. And the scriptures have to be word of God. They can't have any interpolations and a mixture and everything. So when a man is chaste to guru, because he fears guru's chastisement, he will not run behind another woman. So his chastity is assured by his shelter of guru.
Yes.
So Ajamila did not take shelter of guru. Therefore he went behind another woman. And I also heard in Prabhupada one of the purports, in those days men were becoming brahmacharis and sannyasis in big numbers. And the number of men were less and women were more. Then the women needed marriage and shelter. So men were allowed to marry many. Prabhupada wrote about polygamy in one purport. And another purport, Prabhupada condemned polygamy also, especially in this Kali Yuga. Okay, because as you rightly said, a man cannot treat all his wives equally, nor can a man provide for multiple wives nowadays. Because as soon as a man slightly discriminates between one wife and another wife, big fight at home. Like Kaikai in Kaushalya. If he becomes like Kritaduti and
Chandra also had this problem. Chandra got married all at once to 28 queens, 27 queens. And he was fond of only one queen called Rohini. Right? So he had a big problem. He had Patan because of that. Like that. So anyways, this is all Bhagavatam we can go on reading and discussing. Time restricts us from going further. So thank you all very much. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.